It's your boy Seto Kaiba, and I'm here to showcase the strongest deck in the world. No one can beat it, not even the king of games.
Well,
Shut up.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Anyways, today I am Seto Kaiba, and I will be displaying one of my favorite decks of all time, one of my favorite rivals, Seto Kaiba, and a very interesting build. So let's just start off right off the bat. This build is literally based on, I got the idea from season 4, I believe, where Kaiba runs like a banish style deck, where he banishes his own cards just to bring them back, and it's a really good build based on just bringing out Blue Eyes Ultimate, really just based on bringing out Kaiba's iconic monsters like Obelisk, Blue Eyes Ultimate, XYZ, the Chaos Emperor Dragon. But it's really, the main goal of this deck is just to clear your opponent's board. It does a really good job at doing that. Your opponent has 5 monsters, next thing you know he doesn't. And you use minimal cards to do that. And it's very easy to do that with this deck. So to start off, and I'll give you some explanations for some combos after the deck profile. But yeah, so far we have obviously the 3 main cards of Kaiba: Blue Eyes White Dragon, or in the Japanese, Blue Eyes White Dragon. His pride and joy, the blue eyes. Then we have the X, Y, and Z Dragon Cannon. Obviously we have to have those. Then we have 3 Pet in the Dark Clowns. So again, it's a very banishing kind of style base deck. It has a lot of cards to take advantage of him banishing cards, and plus this deck runs a lot of spells, so you'll be gaining a lot of life points with specific cards. Then we run 2 Giant Germs. You know, gotta have triggers for Crush Card Virus. Then we run 2 flip effects. We run Despero Imp to add certain cards that we need, and Cyber Jar to clear the board yet again. Then we run 1 Force Raider. I mean, that's the biggest 19 hitter he has. He has other cards, but I wanted to run Force Raider. And then lastly, for regular monsters, we have these, the Twin-Headed Behemoth, Kaiba Man, and Kaiser Seahorse. They're really just there as like a backup in case you need tribute fodder and stuff. And lastly, we have the Different Dimension Dragon. Never used this card. His anime effect is by far super awesome. Y'all should definitely use the anime effect, which is he can't be destroyed by battle, period. And he can't be destroyed by card effects, except for card effects that target it. So it's really strong. A really good stall card for Kaiba. And lastly, we run, obviously, Obelisk the Tormentor, the Egyptian God card, and Chaos Emperor Dragon, which I popped out of the Duelist pack Kaiba. Yeah, soak it in. Then we're going to run into the traps. He doesn't have a lot of trap cards, so it's really low count on traps. We have a Tag Guidance Armor. It's an anime card. It's a really good defensive card because it forces your opponent to attack one of its own monsters. We run Negate Attack. It's self-explanatory. We run a pretty cool card. I mean, Kaiba never used it, but it came in his Duelist pack. Well, not his Duelist pack, but it came in the Duelist pack Rivals of the Pharaoh. Obviously, as a dragon card, it belongs to him, which is Castle of Dragon Souls, and it's a pretty good combo, which I'll explain later. And then, last but not least, we have Crush Card Virus and Tyrant Wing. So yeah, those are the trap cards. Now we're on to the spell cards. Here we have Soul Exchange. Anime effect is great. Both players can tribute summon monsters their opponent controls. I checked I went online and I asked a few questions to see how that card, the anime effect, at least how it would work. I figured that if it's your turn and you're activating it, your opponent can't tribute at the same time that you're tribute summoning, because it makes no sense. It goes against, I guess, like the actual rules of being able to summon stuff. So yeah, so we have that. We have anime card of the well, card of the mind's the anime effect, but I want to get that real as a real card. So yeah, card of the demise, just some draw power out there. We have Monster Reborn, self-explanatory. Pot of Greed, Silent Doom. We have Graceful Charity, Burst Stream of Destruction, clears your opponent's board very easily. Spell Absorption and Soul Absorption, so we have both of them, which is pretty good for this deck. You gain a lot of life points. You need all the life points you can get to pull out all those crazy stunts. And we also have Dimension Fusion as well, obviously, to bring back stuff. And Fang of Critias, you need that. And then we go into the cards that Kaiba never really had, but came in the Duelist pack, Rivals of the Pharaoh, which is Dragon's Mirror. Pretty self-explanatory. You banish, you're fusion summoning for a dragon type fusion monster. Banish all 3 blue eyes from the graveyard. How do you get them there? Dragon Shrine, which is another good card. You could just send one dragon type monster that happens to be a normal. You send another one. So that's 2 blue eyes in the graveyard. We have Silver's Cry. Perfect card is like a Monster Reborn, but just for normal monsters, so you can bring back Blue Eyes or even Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, since it's considered a normal monster. And Neutron Blast, or what I like to call Ultimate Basta! So yeah, Brolic card. This card can do damage. You have you fusion summon, you activate this, your Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon can attack 3 times, your opponent can't activate anything there until the end of the damage step. So heavy damage. So yeah, again, it's just clearing the board, really. So now we're going to go into the extra deck. Obviously, extra deck is pretty much self-explanatory as well. We have YZ Tank Dragon. Obviously, he's never used that, but it came in the Duelist pack or Rivals of the Pharaoh, so that's obviously his. Then we have XY Dragon Cannon. It shows it in his Duelist on the Wikia that he has that. And then we have XYZ Dragon Cannon. And then we have the Fang of Critias fusions. Doom Virus Dragon, again clearing the board very easy, and Tyrant Burst Dragon, again just multiple attacks. So this deck is just in it to win it. You clear the board, open up, attack for game. That's what you're doing. You're just trying to kill people for game. That's kind of what Kaiba wants to do in this deck. And then lastly, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. That's the biggest monster he has for his deck. I made a side deck as well in case you want to swap things, which work well with the build. So I added Clone Dragon and Sword of Souls. So these are anime cards. They never came out in real life, but if they did, it would have been amazing. Your final effort, again, gaining life points and trying to banish and hit your opponent with as much damage as possible. You got Magic Trick Mirror, depending on the opponent you're dueling, you could take their own spell cards. You have Return from the Different Dimension. Again, just bringing back those banished monsters. And Soul Release, so that you can banish monsters so they can bring them right back. Not just bring back the 3 blue eyes that you fuse for Dragon's Mirror. Then we have Reflect Energy. In case you can't get over your opponent's monsters, you can go for game by attacking your opponent directly. This deck doesn't care about how it wins. It just wants to win, because that's what Kaiba wants to do. And, I will defeat the King of Games, even if it takes me an eternity. Then we have Shrink. I added it, although it's a very loathsome card, but it's a still pretty good card. You can still do pretty cool combos. You could do Kaiba's classic combo, Crush Card Virus, Force Raider, make him weaker, or you could just activate it to get over a monster your opponent controls that has higher attack. We had a Space Typhoon, just to get rid of certain troublesome spells or traps. And we added a Wing Beat of Giant Dragons in case your opponent has a very strong back row. That gets rid of it. So again, it's just clearing board. This is what this deck does. We have Command Silencer, just a little defensive card. Dark Core, again, getting rid of cards. You can banish your own cards, you can banish your opponent's cards. So it works both ways. Card guard, another defensive card, you dish it out. What I like about this card is that you discard a card to the graveyard, so that feeds into like soul release and stuff like that. If you want to banish stuff, or if you know you need to have your blue eyes in the graveyard and you have it in your hand and you don't have no way to summon it, this tutors it into the graveyard so that you can banish it, you know, for Dragon's Mirror, or if you want to trigger, you want to target it to special summon it with, you know, like cards with Silver's Cry and Monster Reborn and stuff, and Emergency Provisions, you know, just for more life points. So this deck just focuses on gaining life points, blowing up the field, your opponent's field, mainly your opponent's monsters are clearing board, and trying to dish out as much damage as possible. So this is what this deck does. This is what this deck is based on.
So yeah, guys, this deck list for you guys is supposed to be kind of sort of Kaiba's strongest deck, or the strongest way on how to build it. Obviously, there's multiple ways on how to do it, but this way is the most effective, the fastest way we feel it is, and the most aggressive way we feel it is. Just try it out, see how you guys feel about it. Pretty awesome deck, pretty fun. This is the deck that you will see in the Seto Kaiba versus Akaba Reiji duel that will be at the end of this year if everything goes well. You guys haven't heard about that, but that's the big final duel of the year. If you guys want, follow our Twitter at Legendary Duels. I'll have that in the description below so you guys can follow us on Twitter. And you guys could be updated on any new videos that we'll do. I'll be like updating you guys on like new videos and other stuff and what's going on, and if there's delays and all that other stuff. And yeah, guys, so yeah, just follow us on Twitter there, like the video, comment down below what you guys think of this deck, and next up is going to be Akaba Reiji's deck.
俺のプライド、そして俺の魂、Blue Eyes White Dragon!
Alright, I'll see you guys later.